Hello YouTube, back again with my Game of Thrones reviews, and for those who watch these, sorry I did not review episode 4, it was just, Sunday night I started having technical issues, and then just the rest of the week I just was just, when all the pollen came out, I just could not stop coughing all this week, like I was just coughing profusely, there was no spring this year, it was basically, we went from 40-degree weather to 80-degree weather over the course of a week, and I was just coughing. I was just a mess because all the pollen came out at once. So sorry I did not review it. I'll just go quickly through what I really liked about the episode though. Episode 4. What I thought was great. Everything up at the wall. Melisandre said, "You know nothing, Jon Snow." I just burst out laughing. I must imagine that took a few takes. I'd be shocked if neither of the actors laughed during a few takes of that shooting that scene. And the scene between Stannis and his daughter just definitely showing that Stannis does have a heart. I love Stannis' daughter. I love that. It does show that Stannis does have he's not just a horrible human being. I love how he does show he does care about people. That was a great scene. Anything else I really want to talk about from that episode? Oh yes, and we finally got to Dorne in that episode. When you the stuff with Jaime and Bronn, especially when Jaime found a use for his golden hand, was freaking awesome. And that and the Sand Snake, Sand Snakes. Those are the names. That's the name for Oberyn's bastards, right? If that's what they're called, that was great. Those three just kicked ass. I want to see more of them. The fact that one just picked up a spear, just threw it through a guy's head. That was amazing. So anyway, great episode last week. Now let's talk about this week's episode. Episode 5, Kill the Boy. And don't worry, it's a bit of a misnomer. They do not mean kill in the literal term for those who are afraid. And, yeah, let's talk about this one. Let's just say right now, it was another great episode of Game of Thrones. Let's just go through it area by area. For the first time this season, no King's Landing, so don't have to not talk about those characters this week. So, first, let's just start things off at the wall. Things going on at the wall is, that was all really nice stuff this week. I really like Jon Snow, how he is struggling with his position of, the fact that basically, he has the idea that he's if I can get the Wildings to join us, we can use them to help fight the White Walkers, because there's only 50 of us, and thank God someone remembered the White Walkers. Have they been mentioned besides calling Sam the Slayer? I don't think they were ever mentioned since season 2 besides that, but I digress. And I really like how it just showed how split the camp was. I love Jon's look, we'll all die, and then but a lot of them are just they killed so many of us. I can't forgive them for this. And Jon's well, we killed a lot of them, and then they're well, we didn't invade them. I really love that I really love just seeing the two-side debate and just Jon's anguish is trying to come to a resolve or compromise or whatever. Well, not even compromise, just trying to get people to go on his side. I even love the fact that the boy whose family Ygritte killed was just basically just said, "Please tell me this is just a plan to kill the Wildings. This is just a scheme of yours." And Jon just has to say, "No, I'm being serious." And he's just I just love that, the kid wasn't even just "Fuck you, Jon Snow." He was just he didn't even want to talk to him anymore. He just left. I just love seeing Jon's anguish for this, that he just learned as the new leader. He just can't have everyone like him. So, great stuff there. Other things going on the wall, the stuff between Gilly and Sam. I really love that scene. I really love just Gilly feeling so sad because when she just didn't know anything that Sam was talking about, that Sam is basic knowledge, and then he's I just love seeing Sam just trying to cheer Gilly up, just look, Gilly, you've done so many things I haven't, I'm not able to do, and then I always love watching those two together. I say, I always say, Jon and Sam probably have the purest friendship on the show. I always say Gilly and Sam probably have the purest relationship, but okay, so there's that. And finally we saw, we may actually finally cross the books this season. I mean, a lot of, I know it was said that this would just be, the 4 and 5th, the Feast of Crows and Dances with Dragons, but they've actually crossed this because this episode ends with Stannis' men marching down and marching away from the wall to the the Boltons, and that's how things end with the book. Like in the was it either the fourth or fifth? I forget which one they were in. Book for them. I'm just like, wow, like they may actually cross it a bit, but so that was interesting. Oh, and I just love seeing that scene just between Sir Davos and Stannis' daughter. I just loved when just Sir Davos was like, oh no, I'm afraid of the battle. Like if I'm in trouble, you better save me. Sir Davos. I have not met a single person who does not like Sir Davos. Yeah, no, it says his daughter, like I said, she's always great and adorable. But then, of course, there's her insane, horrible mother who's just like, no, don't make her happy. I want to kill her. And, oh, God. You know, a lot of people say Melisandre's the worst. No, I always say Stannis' daughter isn't in a league of her, not daughter, Stannis' wife is in a league of her own, just for the fact she's like, let's kill the cute, adorable kid. Like, you will never hear me say in a conversation like that Melisandre is worse than Stannis' wife. So that's what was going on up north. Really good political stuff. Well, not political, just diplomatic stuff. So all that really great. So there was that. Then we also I was so sad. There's no Dorne this episode. Why isn't there more Dorne? We're 5 episodes in. We only really ever had 1 episode in Dorne, besides like that 1-minute tease in like episode 2. But whatever. And so no Dorne. That was a bummer. So then of course there's Dany and her group. That knight guy, I forget what his name is though. The old elderly knight that was probably like the Knight's Guard, whatever they're called. He died. I was convinced he wasn't going to be dead just for the fact that Grey Worm stopped the harpies, that's what they're called, right? From stabbing him and slitting his throat. So but no, he's dead. He's dead, and I kind of just like how it just shows just how broken Emilia Clarke is getting. Just how like she even like throws one of her advisors in prison just on the grounds that he could have been one of the people who did it. And like I love seeing that. I love how things are getting broken, because like I love how it's just showing her being like kind of. But like I'm also kind of like, then she like makes the 5 like walk towards the dragon. One is just burned to death and ripped in half. I'm just like, okay, I defended Dany when like she executed that guy like in front of like those in front of the entire town when they're all pleading for his mercy. And a lot of people said, how stupid was that? I defended that because I said like, no, it's actually an interesting thought, because she wants to make a law that all people are under and she can't give special treatment to anyone. So like I like that. This time, like, yeah, you know, you're probably gonna piss off a few people. It's not even gonna be for the right thing. It's how you're not gonna get anything good out of it. So there was that. And then this all built up to Emilia Clarke Dany just basically just saying like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reopen the arena so we can have group bonding with our town. Our town can feel more bonded and connected. And then she said she's marrying the advisor from one of the 6 noble families to try to secure like connection between her and her people. And like, yeah, I liked how that was done. Like I kind of just like how she's basically all she wants now is just like peace and power at this point. Like there's nothing else that drives her, Emilia Clarke. And so that was so cool. And finally down that area we got the heartwarming scene between Grey Worm and I forget her, the advisor lady, of Dany, and just it was just the heartwarming scene where Grey Worm wakes up and then he's like, you know, when I was stabbed through the back right there, I was afraid. And then she's like, no, well, all men tend to fear death. I mean, everyone who says that just says that until they're about to die. And it's like, no, I wasn't afraid about that. I was afraid I would never see you again. I was like, and then they make out. I was like, good for you, Grey Worm. You deserve some happiness. Love you, Grey Worm. And so all that pretty standard stuff. It was cool seeing the dragons again, and the Grey Worm scene was good. Besides that, nothing that great down in Emilia Clarke's neck of the woods. Then we also got Tyrion and Ser Jorah also on just sailing down the river together, and then they're attacked by what are they called, either stone men or iron men. People have like the skin disease thing that like drives you mad, and God, I really like that scene. It felt like something of a zombie movie into the ground. Like Sir Jorah's like, "Don't let them touch you," and then just for the fact that like Tyrion like falls in the water, and then like Mother grabs his leg and just starts pulling him down with with him. I was like, yeah, that's freaking awesome. I will say though, I thought that was not the best action scene this show has produced. Just way too much shaky cam. Like I was pretty confused at a few points. I was like, what's going on right now? But I like the fact that Ser Jorah and Tyrion are starting to bond with each other. But then you learn Ser Jorah was touched by one of them and has the disease now. I'm just like, God, I really hope Ser Jorah does not die, because I will be bummed out if Ser Jorah dies. I love Ser Jorah. I think I'm the only person who does, but I love Ser Jorah, and so that definitely threw me for a loop. There's that. It was just a fun little. It was just fun scenes and a fun little thing, an intense little thing for Tyrion and Jorah this week. Then let's talk about what was probably the highlight of this week, and that is what is going down at the North, and not the Wall, the Starks the Stark area, and lots happened there. First, we saw Ramsay with his creeper girlfriend Miranda. You know, the one who just likes their ideas of adventurous sex is to start cutting each other while they're doing it. That's always felt I thought that was the weirdly hilarious scenes. Like I know people some people were disturbed. I just couldn't help but laugh just when I saw that. Yeah, no, just Ramsay basically just saying like, don't worry, Miranda, I'll marry Sansa, but I still love you, and then so that went on, and then the major thing that happened with Sansa this week though is Sansa actually, Miranda, kind of an act of defiance, basically shows her that Theon is still alive, and you gotta remember though, Sansa still believes that Theon killed Rickon and Bran, and she does not know it was just a hoax, just such a great. I just loved how seeing dark of a scene it was. Just like for a moment, like it almost looked like Sansa was happy just to see someone she knew from back then. But then she's like, "No, wait, you killed my brothers. Like I hate you with all my goddamn soul." I also kind of love how you kind of see Sansa when she walks around the castle. She's just kind of thinking to herself, like, "Oh my, please God, Lord, let Lord Baelish's plan play out the way he wants, so I can watch all these people die a slow and horrible death." So that all happened, and then this led to probably the best scene of the week, which was them at the dinner part, which was Theon, Ramsay, Sansa, and the Bolton father. I keep forgetting his name. Wow, I'm always horrible at this. And Ramsay's father's wife, and this was a great scene. I'm pretty sure some people will not like this because it does get a bit silly. Just basically just Theon comes in, and then Ramsay's like, "Well, Theon, I think you should tell Sansa that you're sorry for killing your brothers," and it's so sad. Theon just so broken at this point. He doesn't even have the will just to fess up to Sansa. "No, your brothers are dead. I lied." And then, no, it's just so sad that he basically just apologized and you just saw how much Sansa hated it. Just how much Sansa hates him. And even though the reason he does didn't really happen, and like they're the closest thing to family the two have ever seen in quite some time now. And like I said though, Ewan Rehan is that the actor is that he pronounced the actor who plays Ramsay Snow's Ramsay Snow, I sure hope so. He was just a show stealer. He was just so over the top, so insane. He definitely felt like he was channeling Jack Gleason Joffrey from just like how over the top. Just even the fact like after he was to apologize, he would just like Theon, look Sansa into the eye when you apologize to her, and Theon's like, "I'm sorry," and then Ramsay's like, "Well, now I feel better that we all freaking apologize to each other." That was great. And then I just love the bombshell when Ramsay's dad just says, "Oh yeah, my wife is pregnant," and then like you could just see Ramsay almost broken, like, "No, this cannot be a boy. I will have to kill him if he's a boy." And then And basically, he is just so threatened by any idea of anyone who can take his power away from his newfound power away from him. And I did love the scene between Ramsay and his dad. Wow, I'm so sorry I can't remember his name right now. And I just love the scene when you just learn that Ramsay was born out of a rape with the woman, his mother. Ramsay's dad's raped her, and that's how Ramsay came to be. Very appropriate for a character like Ramsay, and so there was all that really great stuff, really tragic, really darkly hilarious. Just Ewan Rihot, complete show stealer this week, and Sansa, my god, I found her more interesting by the episode. I just love how you just see how broken and just how she's trying just to bite her tongue and just like be with it and just like just in the hopes that, like I said, Lord Baelish's plan will play out, and then we also saw that Pod and Brienne are also up north, basically just trying to find a way. And I really love the line when Brienne just asked one of the people working at the inn they're staying at, like, he's like, "Did you know Ned Stark?" He's like, "Yes, I knew him and his dad." And they're just like, "You know who's in that castle over there?" The guy's like, "The Boltons." He's like, "No, there is a Stark in there. Do you still believe in the Starks?" And I really love how it just shows that there are people who still want the Starks to rise to power again. So Brienne may get a few Brienne may get a few allies in this plan in her hopes to save Sansa. But oh my god, one last quick note: where's Lady Stoneheart? We're 5 episodes in. Give us Lady Stoneheart. I don't know if she'll be cut entirely from this season. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So great episode, great black comedy, some great ethical issue dilemmas. Ewan Rihot, scene stealer. Just great episode all around. YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.